Hello, everybody. It's been a long time since we are here. The last 2 months, I guess, has been very crazy for everybody. We've all been, of course, working from home, but there have been really hard times. And, watching the news has become actually a huge punishment. Um, we all hope that everyone is getting better and is safe and staying masked up. That is the most important thing. But I'm really, really excited to be here today because we've got somebody who has seen what's going on in the world and has actually taken it upon herself to do something about it. And I think, just each one of us taking, a feather from this initiative will make all of us go places. So I don't want to waste any more time. And I really want to introduce who we have here. Someone you guys have known for years. She's an angel. I'd like to welcome Suneeta Rao.
Oh my goodness, I'm going to get a little emotional the way you have introduced me. I have to tell everybody, Soumini is one of my oldest and most favorite people from the music industry. She's a friend of mine, she's a colleague of mine, she's an associate of mine, and she's a supporter of mine. What more can I ask for? I'll tell you, the moment I thought of this project, without batting an eyelid, she said, I am behind you. So I am behind you too. We got each other.
You're a sweetheart. No, but it's so great to have you here, Suneeta. But before we start talking, we obviously know that, when you try to do something, when you have more people with you, it just gets so much more stronger. And obviously you began the journey, but you also brought in wonderful people. And we've got a few with us today who are going to join you on this.
Yes.
So I'd like to invite the Dharavi Rocks team.
Hi, my name is Balaji.
Okay, you do it.
Hi, my name is Shankar.
Hi, my name is Prasad Devendra.
We also have with us one more person who has been instrumental in actually putting this project together with Suneeta, and that's Vinesh Nair.
Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Vinesh Nair. Hi.
So nice
So
to see you.
Vinesh is the supervisor of the Dharavi Rocks, and he makes sure they get their tempo and they're able to do everything in complete cohesion. He is a precious, precious member of the team, and let's give him a big welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time to come here. I'm going to actually, before we even do anything, before we speak anything, we've got musicians here, so we can't start this without some music. So, Suneeta, I'm going to ask you to, as they say, Irshad.
Okay, so I no guessing what you want to listen to. Okay, I'll have a little bit of music. Okay. Oh, so hang on. I think you know what that was. Okay. That was a nice intro. कोई मेरी पनाहों में ले जाए नजारे देखे कोई मेरी निगाहों में पहचाने इशारे मुझे छूना ना दिल की रहना बड़ी हूँ
Wow, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. I mean, I was in the industry when the song came out. So for me, it's like nostalgia all over again. Yeah. So
Yes, it is.
beautiful.
Thank you. Thank
Right?
you very much.
No,
I want to
absolutely.
actually, I want to take this opportunity to actually say a big, big thank you. It's been 3 decades of Pari. It was
Yeah.
released in 91 and we're in 2021. And I am so grateful for all the love and affection you've given me because of it. I'm only here because of it. Thank you.
No, definitely.
I released a couple of other songs also, by the way, but thanks.
Well, you know what? I think for any artist, if a song defines them, I think it can't be any more beautiful than that. So
That is true.
yeah, that's amazing. Dharavi Rocks team, let's have you.
Yes. बदलाव लाना है, बदलाव हमको लाना है, दुनिया ये गूंगा अब आवाज दिलाना है, बदलाव लाना है, बदलाव हमको लाना है, संगीत के ताकत से अब जीत कर दिखाना है, बदलाव लाना है, बदलाव हमको लाना है, दुनिया ये गूंगा अब आवाज दिलाना है, बदलाव लाना है, बदलाव हमको लाना है, संगीत के ताकत से अब जीत कर दिखाना है, जिंदगी में जीता हूँ सिर्फ अपने ही ढंग से, न घबराता मैं अपने खुद के कल से, सिर्फ डरता हूँ मैं अपने खुद के दिल से, मैं ही हीरो मैं ही विलन, बाकी सब बड़े छोटे चीजों को आजमाना चाहा, लेकिन इन क्लास हूँ मैं, कमाया और गवाया, मुश्किल में था तभी कोई नहीं आया, सिर्फ दूर से पूछता है क्या खाना खाया, मेरे लाइफ कर जोड़ कर मैंने रैप ये बनाया, ये है मेरी बात तूने क्या कर दिखाया, सोच सोच कर सपना ही बनाया, पार्टी शार्टी बोल तू आप स्टार्ट कर कमाना, लड़की के पीछे तू मत बन दीवाना, लड़की भी शानी तू अकेला नहीं शाना, आई एंड इट नाउ, सी यू टाटा बाय बाय सायोनारा, धारावी रॉक्स. हाँ,
Give it up. Give it up for Crazy B, everybody. Yes,
Sorry about that. No, so I was saying, Vinesh, Suneeta introduced you, of course, as someone who works with Dharavi Rocks team, but I've heard what you do. So let's give our audience a little bit of a show.
Yeah, okay. So the main part of Dharavi, we can say, as I said, this is an instrument called cajon. But actually, people used to play from one side. But as we know that when it comes to Dharavi people, we are more creative. So we used to play some of the rhythms of South Indian instruments on cajon. So somewhere it sounds like this. This type of we love to create the sound.
Wow,
thank you so much.
Yeah, I actually was picturing it. Yeah. No, that was really amazing. I mean, I think जब इतना music तुम्हारे अंदर होता है, everything becomes a song. जब आप बात करते हो, everything becomes rhythm, everything becomes a song. Suneeta, you've done songs which have had hip hop or rap rather, like Kesariya, for example, and I think it was so early in your time when you did that. What made you come together with Dharavi Rocks team, and put a project like this? Because I think, when you have an artist who's been known for indie pop, but you then look at other styles also being brought in, what made that happen?
So I think, as you know, I've always experimented with different types of elements, whether it's Latin or, African and, of course, even Punjabi, anything that adds a certain element of folk to it. And our Rajasthani music was something that I was absolutely crazy about. So Kesariya was there, and then there was also Palash, which was from that same titled album, Palash, where we used this beautiful voice of this Siddiq Bhai, who's no more, but this raw Rajasthani voice. So anything that has a kind of an ethnic and earthy flavor, I've always wanted to bring into my music, because I think it adds to it. Now, Dharavi rocks. Okay, I have known these children. I'm going to say children because I've known them literally since they were very, very little. I have worked with Acorn Foundation. We've done some fun workshops together. I have actually listened to them doing workshops with international artists in Blue Frog. I mean, and Vinod Shetty, who heads Acorn Foundation, he has done incredible work with the community. And as you know, they are doing recycling, and they are, making incredibly creative and innovative things out of whatever it is that they have at their disposal. That is the epitome of environment and looking after it, and looking after our planet, so to speak. They are looking after our planet. So first of all, even conceptually, they fitted in beautifully, and even otherwise, even musically, the rhythm was really conducive to bringing them in. And the way it happened was actually because of you. You were the one who made me. You were the one who made me sing for the World Environment Day on the 5th of June at Carter Road. They happened to be also performing, and at that time, the Dhruv had made a very simple track. It was just the rhythm and guitar, and some kind of an orchestration in the middle of it. The breakdown was completely different. But when they came and they jammed on stage with me for Vaada Karo, I said, you have to be a part of this. And so I got them on board, and we actually brought them to the studio and revisited the song. So that's how Dharavi, they gave it a relevance. And they also gave it a certain contemporary feel with their hip-hop and with the magic of Balaji. He wrote the Hindi rap, and he did a brilliant job of it. And Prasad with his beatboxing, and Shankar, you should see some of the footage that I used it in the studio, but you can't hear him. I had a blast in the studio just listening to that rhythm. It was infectious. So I'm really, really lucky that they're a part of this project.
That's amazing. Vinesh,
Yes,
you seem to be the rhythm man, and of course, a lot of what you do with the Dharavi Rocks team, is all about rhythm. It's all about timing and all of that. What's your background? I mean, what's been your journey so far, and how did Suneeta Rao come into your life?
Okay, so actually, I started learning from when I was in fifth. I used to be to visit the marriages. I mean, in Dhol Patak and everywhere. I used to carry the instruments for the musicians, because that time from my family, we can say there was no support related to the music, because everyone related to doctor, engineer. That's it. So the position was the same, because in this way, I used to see the videos. I used to see many musicians from Nasik. They used to play the instruments, and in this way, I just started learning the basic concepts of the music. And after that, I started learning from first guru, in the sense we can say by watching videos of Simani sir, Trilo Guttu sir. So I seen them how they used to play, and learn the basic forms of Afro-Cuban, and there's all from the net by seeing YouTube and everything. And I know the first song which I played on my stage. Why I'm so connected with Suneeta ma'am is the main reason. So even she don't know this, because that time we used to play the dandiya and everything. So my first stage I turn on stage by playing the song. So from that time, my favorite song was Pari Hume, which I used to play with full of energy, with on the drums. So that was the first time when someone's okay, fine, he's doing a good rhythm. So from that day, I started taking my drumming career in a serious mode. That is, whatever I will do only in drums. I want to make my career in drums. So the first song which I started was with the song that Pari Hume. And I'm very glad to see myself with, today I am working with ma'am, and she's given us the opportunity to play with her, and she supported a lot, because many times we can see some artists, they look for the collaboration, they look for the names or something for a famous musicians. But ma'am supported us so much with all Econ Foundation, Dharavi people. She never, we always felt very close to her, and whatever the knowledge she is having, she shared with us. and that's why we are. See, I don't have any words, and this is the day today that we are in front of you. That you are the main reason, because
Oh,
you have given this opportunity to us to present our talent, to be with you, and thank you so much for everything.
it's like
You're not,
serendipity, Suneeta.
you're not going to let me sing now. I'm going to cry and then I'm not going to be able to sing.
Please,
Now
please,
stop
ma'am.
this.
धारावी रॉक्स टीम, आपका जर्नी अभी तक क्या कैसे रहा है? आई मीन पीपल नो यू, आपके स्टाइल को जानते हैं, बट म्यूजिकली आपकी जर्नी कहाँ जा रही है और आपको क्या लगता है कि इस प्रोजेक्ट में आके आपको क्या मिला? आई मीन हाउ डिड यू फील अबाउट इट?
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है मैम के साथ, सुनीता मैम के साथ काम करके। एक्चुअली जब ये गाना हम लोग ने मतलब जब बना रहे थे स्टार्टिंग में, तो इट ऑलमोस्ट टुक लाइक 4 to 5 hours टू रिकॉर्ड दिस सॉन्ग। हम लोग का पूरा गाना सेट करने और कैसा रिदम कैसा बिठाना है, कैसा वर्स चाहिए, एक्चुअली कैसा होता है, क्या होता है, तो मतलब एक प्रोफेशनल वे में कैसा होता है काम, वो मैंने देखा सुनीता मैम के पास में। और उनका काम करने का तरीका एकदम अलग है म्यूजिक का, वो भी देखा मैंने और बहुत अच्छा है। और बहुत ब्लेस्ड फील करता है हम लोग काम करके मैम के साथ में, और भी सोचते कि और भी बहुत सारा गाना बना है मैम के साथ। बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, बहुत बहुत
करेंगे।
ब्लेस्ड फील कर रहे हैं हम लोग। थैंक यू मैम।
आप म्यूजिक जो खुद का करते हैं, जनरली आपका क्या रूटीन है? आई मीन हाउ डू जो आप लिखते हो, आई मीन कोई मेथड है कि ऐसे ही एक दिन उठ के आप बोलते हो चलो मैं आज इसके बारे में लिखूंगा? कैसे होता है आपका?
नहीं, एक्चुअली कभी मन करता है तो मैं खुद से लिखता हूँ, बट कभी कभी मन नहीं करता तो मैं लिखता नहीं हूँ। एंड जब मन करता है तो बहुत कुछ लिख देता हूँ, ऐसा भी होता है। तो ऐसा डेली रूटीन पे नहीं, मैं डेली मैं लिखता हूँ। डेली समझो कि मैं 8 बार्स लिखता हूँ, 8 लाइन्स या 16 लाइन्स लिखता हूँ मैं। ऐसा कभी मन नहीं किया तो, या मन करे तो मैं एक ट्रैक ही लिख देता हूँ पूरा। मैं अपने लड़के
Right.
लोग के साथ कभी कभी कोलैब करता हूँ या ट्राई करता हूँ कुछ नया बनाने के लिए।
Right. That's wonderful. Sunita, the initiative that you've taken with Vaada Karo is meant to really communicate about what's happening in the world today, right? And the fact that we all are actually seeing the results of our ignorance and our, in one sense, wanting to do our own thing and expecting somebody else to do the job. What was in your mind when you thought of, the lyrics and the whole approach on how you've gone about it?
Like I said, none of us were really, really aware of what it is that we can individually do to hurt the planet. Okay, we were not aware of it. You hear of forest fires, and you hear of cyclones, and you hear of disease, and you hear of pollution, but they are all things which you feel हमारे साथ नहीं होने वाला है.
Correct.
It was actually, there are two reasons why I was totally exposed to this. I mean, besides the fact that I was introduced to Dharavi and the brilliant way in which they live their life. Other than that, my brother, who works in the field, he's in Yale University and he's an associate professor there, and he works with energy systems, and he's grown up. I've grown up with him hearing about things like clean energy, green energy, and he would be the one who would turn around and say, switch off the light when you leave the room. Or he would say, in those days when we were children, he would say, separate your wet and your dry, or he would say, now even today he tells me, if you're going to have an AC on in one room, try not to have the AC on in the other room. Simple things. And jo bhi ho, use water carefully. If you're brushing your teeth, close the tap for God's sake. When you're little kids and you hear things like this, you don't even know why you're being taught this. But there's a reason
Correct.
for this. And that reason is that, as a globe, okay, हमारा एक हिस्सा है जो हम use कर सकते हैं energy का, emissions का, because we as India, we are the most vulnerable and we have the largest population of vulnerable people to this global warming and climate change. Okay, so because it is so immediate for us, It is important for us in our own little way to do something or the other. You know, if you're going to use a spray that's going to make the air polluted, maybe don't use it.
Correct.
You know, use something else, use less. Or, for example, if you're going to travel, you know, try to use maybe public transport or try to walk. I mean, nobody walks, yeah. Of course, then for that, but then the infrastructure also has to improve. That's the other thing. Then you have to make the city walkable. You have to make it accessible. हम तो चल सकते हैं रास्तों पे तो हम चलेंगे ना. अगर बीच में potholes होंगे या बीच में कुछ और होगा तो हम चल नहीं पाएंगे रास्ते पे. So it's a cohesive thing actually. And I'm not an activist. I'm not a politician. I'm just an entertainer. Through my music, I'm just trying to maybe reach people. I mean, entertain you at the same time, and just, you know, maybe like Vinesh said, if I have a little bit of knowledge, then maybe help spread a little bit of awareness.
Right. So before we talk about, before we get people to hear Vaada Karo, I think it's, very important for your fans to kind of go back again into nostalgia and hear one of your other, very popular songs. And I believe there's been some interesting kind of, reprised version that three of you have put together. So it'll be great if we can hear that.
Okay, so I'm going to do something. Everybody is going to recognize this in a bit. Yeah. बड़ा चल बलिया अरे मारो रसिया देखो पहन लियो चाली वाला कुर्ता खूब सजा खिड़ के हंसा जब थाम लिया मेरा हाथ मेरा वो खूब नाचने लगा क्या खूब जोश में जागा गया किधर कहीं माला गिरा अंग मत मारा गया हम भाप गयो मन भाप गयो नाचत हाँ पकड़ो जब सीने से दिल आए लियो और अपने आप में समाये लियो. I think you know what this is, and whoever's sitting at home, sing. I want every single person on Facebook to sing with me. Okay, take it away.
Tap tap, tak tak dimi, tap tap, tak dimi, tak dimi, tap tap, tak dimi, tap tap, tak dimi, tap tap, kinak dimi, tap tap, kinak dimi, tap tap, kinak dimi, pitch dimi, tap tip, kinak dimi, tap tip, kinak dimi, tap tip, kinak tak dimi, tap tap, kinak dimi, tap tip, kinak dimi, tap tip, Come on, Dharavi.
बेस बैंग बैंग तैयार मैं बूम बैप ट्रैप सब जानते अंडरग्राउंड में 1998 मेरा बॉन्ड डेट बैगी है पैंट तेरा बॉटम टाइट मेरा 90 स्वैग रुक एक सेकंड जरा फ्लो तो बदल दूं हल्लू ने बसते हम वॉल्यूम में फुल इज्जत का है एक उसूल आए कोई इज्जत तक बैठना मत चुप ठीक है बोल तू मुझे कमीना स्टेज में फटे बहाते पसीना वो हर कोई बक्का है रोज तकलीफ है बहुत काबिलू में पारा बुज़दिल है दोस्त आदत शुरू जो ना हो रहा खत्म लेते जिंदा छुआ दिमाग गरम सुनेगा कम ऐसा जवानीपन हाँ सुनेगा कम ऐसा जवानीपन हाँ
Oh my God. That was amazing. Amazing. I mean,
Ooh, I'm just imagining when I do my next gig, they're going to be there with me and we're going to put all these elements in together and I'm going to have like a new show, a new Suneeta Rao Dharavi rock show. It's going to happen.
no, I can imagine how much all of you must be like really missing this because this is fire. This is real fire. I wish technology could allow us to, put all of this together, but I think each one of you did such a fabulous job. I love that relay, ek ke baad ek, the rhythm was the same. Yeah, it was beautiful, beautiful. So,
Brilliant.
Coming down to why we are here, Vaada Karo, you've released it via various streaming platforms. The video is out. You had someone like Dhruv, who's, I think, one of the really well-known and popular composers who's put the song together. Do you see yourself going in this direction in future projects, to be able to actually communicate something which will hit a chord so that people actually go beyond the song and start thinking about themselves? Do you see yourself doing that?
You mean in terms of some kind of activism? I mean, as in...
Not necessarily. I think musically, I think what you've done with Vaada Karo is so subtle but yet so strong.
So many, you know me. I mean, you've been hearing my music for so many years now. I mean, I somehow on every album, there's always been one or two songs that has some type of a social conscience. I mean, I also did, for example, on my very, very first album, Senorita, there was a song called Pesa. And that song, in fact, I worked on it in the workshop with the Dharavi Rocks boys also. And it basically says, हाथों में आके भी रुकता नहीं है ये पैसा, पैसे के पीछे ज़माना दीवाना है कैसा. And it basically goes on about the unnecessary importance that we give to wealth. There are those who don't have anything and who are still leading such rich lives. And then on the other hand, if you think about Sunzara, which I'm addressing the horrible practice of sex selection and the elimination of the girl child, and it's an appeal to women, not just about that particular issue, but generally an appeal to women to not get pushed around and to go out there and be tough enough and not get pressured by orthodox society, Right. And then I had also, which not many people know, there's a song called Dhuan. I would love the Dharavi Rocks boys to do their interpretation of Dhuan because it's doom, 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 doom. हो दीवाना ये कैसा नशा, खोलो आंखें जागो जरा, इसका अंजाम जहरीला, कैसे समझाऊं कैसे कि आगे कोई गहरा कुआं. Basically, I'm talking about drug addiction and smoking. It's about, चेहरे पे कैसा काला साया है, आंखों में है अंधेरा, इसने जहर ये बनाया है, कोई सुने कोई तो बताओ, कैसे समझाऊं कैसे कि आगे कोई गहरा कुआं. Dhua. So, I mean, it was conducive to a lovely rock and blues rhythm, but it was still getting that kind of across. I don't know how many young people listen to it and stop smoking, but I had to do it.
Well, I mean, one can try. You obviously cannot. But I think it's time for people to get a listen to Vaada Karo. So it'll be great if you guys can, give us a little bit of a sample of that.
Okay, so are we ready for that? Okay, so I'll begin with a little bit of music, and then like the other one, we'll just they can take away. Okay,
absolutely.
I don't know how we're gonna do this. We haven't rehearsed this, but we'll try. Okay.
कुछ करना है ये वादा करो अपने हाथों इस धरती की ऐसी तबाही होने ना दो वादा करो ये वादा करो वक्त है तुम से रोकेंगे हम ये वादा करो
धरती वहां जहां मैंने नहीं सोचा था करके बर्बाद अब रोने का फायदा क्या पैसा दे हवाले खरीद के मतलब क्या खुद गर्जी मनमानी भूल गए दुनिया ये खुद की जान प्यारी ऐसी अपनी जनता ना मैं और ना तुम इंसानियत खत्म चल दुनिया को अब ना विनाश होने दे जरा साफ रहने दे क्या
Rivers drying, children crying, trees are falling, people dying, ice is melting, snow caps shrinking, globe is burning, no one's thinking, weather's changing, clock is ticking, seas are swelling, cities sinking, losing homes, no fault of theirs, I'll make a change. I swear.
I love the melody. I love the song.
Forgive me, but I forgot to put my music on aeroplane mode, so somebody phoned me in the middle of the track. So that was a little glitch.
You know, this is the beauty of virtual. You can get away with murder.
I hope so. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's still beautiful. I think, you've got enough experience on dealing with all of these glitches and still letting the show go on. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I can give you an anecdote of that. आपको पता है एक बार मैं कलकत्ते में मैं परफॉर्म कर रही थी huge stadium, very very big stadium, और it was for the Confederation of Indian Industries. The बड़े इंडस्ट्रियल बैठे हुए थे और चीफ मिनिस्टर बैठे हुए थे ये वो, और अचानक पावर गई, just everything went off, और हमारे डांसर्स जो थे हमारे पीछे थे, they just froze. और हमने ऑडियंस का मनोरंजन किया बस वैसे ही, without music, without anything. I just continued singing and the whole audience was clapping and singing with me, and then the lights came back on and then the show continued. So I mean, अगर उस माहौल में मैं कर सकी, then we can handle it over here.
So, Suneeta, I have to just read out a few messages. So there's a person called Ankit Topi who says, "Solid bro, मैं भी join करना चाहता हूँ." शायद ये आपके, your friends. And there's Malati Kembhavi who says, "Wonderful look at the kids. They are sweating it out, yet so excited to perform. Dharavi was amazing talent, has rather." And Srilata Naidu says, "Lovely." So these are a few people who have shared comments while live was going on. I think this has been such an amazing session, and we could really hear each one of you. But as they always say, you got to always leave people when they want more. So I'm hoping that the next time we see a project with all of you together, we can definitely get you back, and would love to speak and hear more. But before we go, I would like to, because I say this with everyone, Suneeta, this is a show, what we call as Make It Myself. And, I really I think you have been somebody who's really put this whole project together. So what's been your, what would be your kind of takeaway from all of this?
First of all, I'm so happy to finally make it on your Make It Myself show. I've been waiting to be on it for a long time. Well, you could say in a way I have made it myself. I was told by somebody, a very dear person in the industry. He said, you just are like a one-man show. You want to do everything by yourself. You don't want to join movies. You don't want to, get anybody else to manage you. It's true. I've kind of managed myself. And whatever moderate success, whatever it is that I have achieved, I know that I've really done it against all odds. And I have stuck to my convictions, whether it was being a very young person in the industry and being bullied by several people older than me, whether it was somebody who was an independent artist, basic category of the record company, and therefore overshadowed by the latest Bollywood release, or whether it was just me trying to even just, have a music video made and not having enough money to make it and having to beg, borrow, and steal from people. It's not easy to do that as an artist. But if you have your conviction, and if you know that you have something to say, then just
Right.
go ahead and say it. Find your medium and say it. And nobody can stop you, and nobody else can be you. Nobody else can be you.
Well, I think we've seen a beautiful collaboration here with different artists of different age groups, artists of different generations. Of course, you don't even look like you're in a different generation. I don't know how you keep yourself so young and fit, but it's amazing. Well, Balaji and Prasad and Shankar, thank you so much. I hope you had a good time on this. Vinesh, thank you so much. And Suneeta, as always, love you.
Love you, Somali. Love you very much. And I want to ask a question. आप लोगों ने सब WhatsApp पे मुझे मैसेज भेजा कि वीडियो ये वो happy to work with you and everything. लेकिन आपको वीडियो कैसे लगा देखने के बाद फाइनल प्रोडक्ट? आपको मजा आया?
बहुत अच्छा लगा, बहुत ज्यादा
वीडियो अच्छा लगा? आप अपने आप को देख
बहुत ज्यादा जैसे इट इज लाइक जैसे किसी बच्चे को है ना कि कोई एक फेवरेट चीज मिल जाती है लाइफ में, तो वो बहुत खुश होते हैं वो चीजों को देख के। वो एक फील था ये वीडियो के साथ, क्योंकि जब हम लोग काम कर रहे थे तो उसमें भी रिकॉर्डिंग के टाइम पे हमको ये नहीं पता था कि फाइनल किस लेवल पे कैसा होगा, इसका आउटपुट कैसा होगा। बट जब फाइनली जब ये वीडियो के टीजर सब आए तो हमको सच में नहीं पता था कि ये इतने बड़े लेवल पे होगा। और ये लाइफ का मतलब सबसे बड़ा एक अचीवमेंट हम लोगों को लगता है सबको। ऑब्वियसली मैं पार्ट हूँ, अभी जैसे हम लोग सब एक साथ बैठ के प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, आपने भी बहुत सपोर्ट किया है हमको प्रैक्टिस में, सब चीजों में, रिदम में। तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा अचीवमेंट है हम लोगों के लिए कि जैसे मैंने पहले बताया कि एक छोटे बच्चे को जो बहुत नीड रहती है किसी चीज की, वो मिलने के बाद उसे फिर नहीं लगता कुछ। सबसे ज्यादा खुशी हुई वो चीजों को देख के। ऑब्वियसली फैमिली में बहुत सबने अप्रिशिएट किया हम लोगों को, सबको देख के बहुत खुशी हुई कि हम लोग इतने बड़े सेलिब्रिटी के साथ हम लोग वर्क कर रहे हैं, इतना सब लोगों ने बहुत अप्रिशिएट किया। एंड इसके लिए सिंसियरली थैंक्स कि ऐसे ही हम लोग आगे बढ़ते जाएं, आप लोगों का सपोर्ट रहता है, आप इतना अच्छा सपोर्ट करते हैं हम लोगों को। और इवन आज के वीडियोस में, आज ऑनलाइन आके इवन मैम के साथ हम लोग हैं साथ में, आप दोनों के साथ में हम लोगों को अपॉर्चुनिटी है धारावी के साथ, मतलब इतना सब कुछ हमको जो मिल रहा है उसके लिए थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you, Vinesh. Keep rocking.
Yeah, it's our honor. I mean, for me, I always feel कि हर एक आर्टिस्ट का जो आर्ट है वो उसके पॉपुलैरिटी से कोई लेना देना नहीं है। So I think the art is the hero, and it's amazing to see all of you coming together and doing this. Love it, and best of luck. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Keep yourself masked.
Take care. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Take care.
Thank you, Samani, for
Take care, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.